Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from across the world. My name is Omenoko Emeka Moses of the Omenoko Lifestyle channel. Omenoko I want to welcome you to my channel today. And before I go ahead with the issue of today, if you're visiting my channel for the first time, this is Omenoko Lifestyle channel where I talk about where I farm, and I have hospitality businesses I run on this page. Then I talk about everything that relates to agriculture, farming, housing, houses, hotels, apartments, and maybe a few things. Although I have a music channel, I used to do music here, but I have another channel which I've diverted all music productions and everything that pertains to music to that channel. So I want to talk about the situation of the economy right now. The economy is what I want to talk about right now. Things are very, very difficult. We all know it. We're all feeling the brunt of what's happening in this country. There's nobody in this country that doesn't know what's happening. Things are very expensive. And we're approaching the end of the year where people will, out of desperation, start getting their hands into things that normally they wouldn't. And one of those such things is theft cases. Check out what happened to me recently when I went grocery shopping. Before I talk about that incident, I started farming in 2021. I made a video, a documentary, how to farm beans. I think it's one of my most popular video and it has garnered over 22,000 views. I think it's one of my most popular video on YouTube. I talked about how to farm beans. 2021, beans was sold a mudu for 500 naira. April this year, 2024, I went to buy beans and beans was sold for 1,900 naira. I did a video on that. 1,900 naira. Now, as at the time I was doing this video, by the time I was doing this video now I'm showing you, which I posted, the beans was already selling for 2,200 naira as at May 1st this year, 2024. But April, beans was sold for 1,900 naira, but as at May, it was selling for 2,200 naira. We're in November, as I said earlier, and beans currently sells for 3,500 for butter beans, and I think iron beans and the other ones sell for about 3,400 naira. 3,500 for butter beans, 3,400 for the other type of beans. I love to eat butter beans. Where am I heading to with this? A tuber of yam goes for between 1,000 naira and even 7,000 naira, depending on how big it is and where you're buying from. And the prices I'm giving you are for prices here in Abuja. So sometime last week, something happened, which I'm going to attribute to the hardship of the economy as it is now. People are finding it difficult to feed. You know, some people are working, salary is 50,000, salary is 30,000, you know. I mean, transportation is something else. From where I am currently, before I can get to town, maybe Wuse or Garki area 1 shopping center where I normally frequent, or Wuse secretariat, before I can get there and come back to where I stay, I'll spend 3,000 on transportation alone if I'm just taking 2 drops to where I normally frequent in this Abuja. Then what that's to go and come back. That's that's for instances where I'm very, very, very economical and frugal with my spending. Things are very, very expensive, and that's why I want to talk about this incident. A week ago, I went to Orange Market to buy groceries for the house. You know, there is this general saying or this common knowledge that around Maraba phones are being stolen anyhow. This is the first time I'm experiencing my phone being stolen in that area, in that axis. I was in this keke going to the Orange Market as usual. I stopped at the Orange Market. There was this guy that joined or somewhere around Nyanya Bridge or maybe around Maraba somewhere, I can't remember, while headed to the Orange Market, and he sat beside me. But throughout his stay with me, because my mind was very, very occupied that day, he kept moving around, just like, rubbing himself against me. And I'm like, what's up with this dude? Several times I would just adjust. Maybe he wasn't comfortable. My mind wasn't there. Only for me to get down. And I found out that I just touched my pocket and I found out that my phone has been taken. This one, the other one was still in my pocket, but this one had gone. I was surprised. God so kind. I checked my pocket immediately. I dropped, and I looked, and as I couldn't find it, my mind just told me the keke. I just dashed for the keke. He was about to leave because he stayed a bit. I think for maybe a few seconds, 10 seconds or so, to pick up somebody else, and that was what saved me. So I dashed. He was about to go. I just ran to him. I said, "Stop, stop!" And he stopped. Only to check. I said, "My phone is in this keke." So that guy that was sitting beside me, I was keke at the back. That's the tricycle. They call it tricycle for those that don't know what keke is. At the back is 3 people that sit. So I sat at the edge to the left. The guy sat in the middle, then somebody else at the other end. So when I stopped, I said, "My phone is in this keke." I just boldly said it like that. And the guy was like, let me check. And he looked, the way he behaved, my mind told me in fact, he was bringing the phone from his pocket. But he said, "Look at it on the chair." And he kind of just did like he was bringing something from the chair, but it was from his pocket. I didn't want to make any case, but he just gave me the phone and he was like, "Thank God, oh, God has saved you. If you had gone now, wouldn't have known. See, I'm for this chair." I took my phone and I was happy. My phone was still there, it was intact. This is an Infinix phone. I think Note 11 Pro or Note 11i or so. Got it 2 years ago. I don't have money to buy a phone right now. Why am I telling this story? People, yes, the hardship is not a reason to steal, but people are going through a lot. So you have to be careful out there yourself with your goods, with your properties. People can go to any length to take things. They might even harm or maim somebody. So you have to be careful. We're in December, there's desperation and there is hunger. There is hunger in this land. There's hunger in this land. That day I went to the market with about 60,000 and I cannot account for what I bought. I can't account for what I bought that day. You go with 60,000 and you're coming back with nothing. You go to the market with 100,000, you're coming back with nothing. You go to the market with 200,000, you're coming back with almost nothing. Something you just eat for like 2 weeks. So let's be careful. If you have a parcel of land somewhere, or you can ask farm so they can provide. Maybe things will get better in the future. Who knows? Maybe it will get better in the future. Who knows? But for now, please, let's let's see how we can help people. Let's get our hands on deck to also protect ourselves out there. I was very, very lucky. People say I was very lucky to get back my phone. Imagine the guy had dropped. I don't know him. I didn't look at his face. So imagine I dropped that time, he dropped also. Imagine he dropped that time, I dropped also. And probably entered another keke. I wouldn't have recovered that phone. I cannot cough out 100,000 now to buy another phone. And this is my business. So I want to encourage all of us out there as we're approaching Christmas period. Let us, in this season of giving, just like God gave Christ to us. This is November. Let us be sensitive. Let us be aware. Let us careful out there, you know, security wise and all that. Let God help us all. Basibe. Otwa.